Ron Strohl with us from Lake Lehman Lacrosse here on the John Mendola Show, and a nice season again for your ladies. Talk about the success that you had.
It was a really good season. Had 23 freshmen that came in and really supported us this year. Girls really came along very well throughout the season. They came up, with the understanding of, following through with the program, knowing what they needed to do, executed it, worked well, helped the younger girls out a lot this year, which really helps our success continue to grow within the Lake Lehman area.
Well, let's talk about a great opportunity for some young players coming up in the month of July.
Well, I have two seniors, Mikella Monaco and Jessica Evans, who are going to be doing a senior project this year, July 14th through the 17th, and it's a project for lacrosse, and it's to teach the girls, anybody who's interested in playing or has never played the sport before, whether you really like it or don't like it, and to have some fun. Pick up a stick, goof around with it, kind of get an understanding of what it's really all about, because I don't think that everybody knows what it's all about yet.
Talk a little bit about leadership with these two young ladies and what they see, and obviously they have a vision and what they want to show that day and over several days.
Well, when they approached me with this, which I thought was great, it seems like every other year we've got a senior who wants to do a lacrosse camp, and it became very important for them to do this lacrosse camp because they see the growth that's in the area. They see how important it is to not just our program, but every program that's within the area. And they felt that they needed to be forefront leaders in this. And they wanted to pass down what's been passed on to them by girls that were older than them, years ago. So now they want to return that favor and pass it on to them, which is great because not every student or every athlete does that, or do they always get the opportunity to take that and pass it on to somebody younger and hope that in 10 years that they're doing the same thing for the next generation.
What have you seen with the growth of lacrosse and in your view, and all the different facets that you're involved with the game of lacrosse?
It's fast growing. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the nation, not just here in Northeast Pennsylvania, but in the nation. Just as an example, in a conversation with U.S. Lacrosse lately, they're looking to actually set up a program within the Wilkes-Barre area as well to help Coughlin and their combination with GAR and Myers to build a feeder program down there to get more kids involved. From my perspective, that's the greatest thing that we can ask for, because the only way that we can grow and build in competition for the teams that are in the southern area of Pennsylvania or even outside the tri-state area, we need more teams, we need more competition, we need more coaches to be there to push us. We don't want to become stagnant with what we're doing. We want to be able to grow and have the combinations to make us better in the long run.
As far as what you're hearing, you said all those freshmen this year at Lake Lehman, you're hoping that it'll continue to grow and be even stronger as the year goes on. And usually, as you say, competition breeds competition. Not only at just Lake Lehman, but all of northeastern Pennsylvania, with that possibility with USA Lacrosse trying to expand.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the Lehman girls, it's great. When I started the program back in 2011, my vision was to continue to grow the program and hoping that one day we would have a 3-4 team, a 5-6 team, a 7-8 team, feeding into one continuous program, which is Lehman, which was my vision. And it was great because my daughter Katie was the one who approached me about starting this, and I started it with 4 girls, and I've told that story several times. And it's important because now I can see it. And I'm not the only one in the area. You have the Back Mountain Bandits. They've been around for some years now as well. You have Mountaintop, who's doing the same thing. Tunkhannock just recently started a program. So it's important. It's important to those schools. It's important to the sport, especially that if we want to continue to grow and be competitive and get to those state title runs and having those competitions, we need to feed our programs.
Well, Ron, great to catch up with you. We appreciate you telling us a little bit more about that camp, and we'll get an opportunity here to talk with the ladies.
Thank you so much.
Continuing the conversation at our Carol and Janelle. Of course, we're outside at the Boche Courts. Beautiful day, and we're with Jessica Evans from Lake Lehman Girls Lacrosse. And Jessica, you have that camp coming up next month along with your teammate. Again, let's reiterate what are the dates of the camp?
July 14th through the 17th. We're doing this camp to help girls in the area to learn about the sport, since a lot of people don't know what it is. In recent years it's been growing more, so it's getting more awareness, but just small things like this help to make people understand more about the sport.
So any inexperienced players that want to come out that day and just kind of learn, it's a 4-day camp, but they'll get the beginning spiel from you and your teammate, and then of course you'll have some support around you there with teaching these young girls how to play the game. Talk about when you first started and what you were learning and how long it took to kind of get your feet wet with it.
I started in 7th grade, and actually the person who told me about it was my partner for my project, Mikella Monaco. I started on the Back Mountain Bandits, which was coached by John Delamater, and it's kind of a club. It was a club sport then. We traveled around to play different teams, and I just really fell in love with it instantly. I had never connected with a sport so much, like the first time I'd ever played it, and just the atmosphere, everybody was so nice, and it really wasn't something difficult for me to learn. I think that is true for a lot of girls who play the sport.
As far as what you hope to get out of it yourself, teaching younger kids, and whether you want to coach one day in the future or it's just one of those feel-good situations for yourself.
Honestly, I just love the fact that people will be learning more about lacrosse. I think it deserves a lot more recognition than it gets. It's such a beautiful sport to watch. Sometimes the rules can be confusing, but I just really want people to understand that this is a growing sport that has a lot of potential. So I think that just getting out of it, that girls are going to be learning more about it.
You're going into your senior year. It seems as if, in watching girls lacrosse, it's gotten a little bit more physical. Now, you hear on a national level that they want to keep the separation between guys and girls, and guys has more physicality and girls has a little more finesse, but do you kind of welcome that physicality that you've seen probably grow a little bit more with maybe the way the refs are calling things?
Yeah, well, definitely in this area it's a lot less physical. If you just branch out even just like an hour or two, the type of play changes completely with the way the aggression is. In this area they're a lot more strict on how aggressive and physical you can be. It's a lot less hands-on, but in areas outside of this, there's a lot more pushing and being on top of a person that is involved.
As far as your future, is lacrosse something that you're thinking about possibly if you head to college, or will this be your final run?
Oh, I definitely want to try to play in college. Yeah, I'm looking at my options right now. I'm on a travel team. I play for Grit, which is coached by Ashley Stevens, who is the Kings lacrosse coach. And we go to different areas. Like we were just in Westchester. We have an upcoming one in New Jersey, Tabernacle, where we're getting some exposure from a lot of different college coaches that come and watch us play there.
Well, it sounds like a fun time in July. We wish you the best in your own lacrosse career, and have a fantastic summer.
Thank you.
We're with Mikella Monaco from the Lake Lehman girls lacrosse team here on the John Mendola Show at our Carol and Janelle. Mikella, let's talk about the excitement you have for the camp that's coming up in July.
I'm very excited because I'm doing it with one of my best friends, and a lot of my friends are going to be there, and it's just fun to promote lacrosse everywhere, throughout the valley and throughout the state, because I started so young and it really wasn't that big when I started playing, so now it's growing even more, so that's just what we want to do for everyone.
A lot of people don't know the rules or get a little confused, and as a player you start to learn as you go along as well. Talk about some things that kind of open your eyes about the game of lacrosse and why you love it so much.
Well, I started in 4th grade for the Back Mountain Bandits, and my coach was very helpful because we were very new to the sport, and everyone on my team, we all just kind of picked up a stick and we were told what to do, and we just kept going with it. And I guess as time went on, we picked it up even easier, and the rules changed, so we just had to adapt to all the changing rules, and it still changes as it goes all the way up through college. So
this event's July 14th through the 17th.
Yes.
People want to find out more information. What are some ways? Are you on social media? You and your partner? Talk about how people can find out.
Yeah, we're mostly posting it on Facebook, so you could either look up my name, Mikella Monaco, or Jess Evans, and we also have emails that you can contact, and we have flyers probably a lot of places, mostly online, but if you need to get in contact with us, you could contact my coach, or you can just look us up on Facebook. Now,
is there only pre-registration for the camp, or can you show up that day and you'll get taken care of?
You can show up that day. It's $25. Pre-registration is just so we get a rough estimate on t-shirts and whatever else. But you can come in that day, especially if you contact us, because then we'll know, okay, we need to bring registration forms and whatnot. So yeah, totally, you can show up the first day.
So for $25, you're going to get 4 days.
Yes.
And you're going to get some training from some high school student athletes that are
Yes.
doing great stuff. And your coach will be over there to support you
Yes.
as well. Talk a little bit about having him and what his influence has been on both you and your partner.
Well, freshman year when we came in, he totally took us in and he showed us what we need to do to play our positions that we are at now, and told us what we need to work for, because people could easily take our spot, and I guess we've just been working forward to staying in our starting positions.
You play mid, so talk a little bit about your position and what you need to do when you're out there on the field.
So playing offense and defense at the same time, playing the full field, you really get to see all the players on the field, and you get to help out all the players, young and old. Even the goalie, you see where the ball is at any time, and you're mostly in the middle of every single play. So.
All right, Mikella, well, we look forward to hearing more about how you do with your camp this year, you and your partner, and we wish you the best July 14th through the 17th.
Thank you so much.